Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hotter Ones. I'm your host, Ashley Matheson, and today we have a lovely guest with us, Miss Shark Bay, aka Kylie. How are you doing today, love?
I'm doing amazing. I'm a little tired, but I'm ready and excited.
It was a heavy weekend, as you can see by her socks. It's Halloween weekend in Los Angeles right now. There's been a lot going on.
It's a busy one.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite costume you've been so far this year?
Probably a felon.
Yeah.
Easiest, comfiest, less work, not sexy, very baggy, very comfortable, easy to get drunk in.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing I appreciate about your costumes is like I walk out there with literal nothing on my body. And every time I see Kylie, she looks sick. She's like, I don't care.
Comfort is key.
Yeah, I need to learn that.
Key.
I was wearing a chainmail dress.
That looks so uncomfortable, but you looked amazing in it.
Thank you.
It was everything. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Listen, I mean, if I can wear like sweatpants and a t-shirt all day, I fucking would. But this job.
Oh, I know. It's actually so funny. I feel like I have two egos, like alter egos.
Right?
When I am by myself or with people that like I feel comfortable and care about, I dress like I'm going to bed. Like I'm always wearing sweatpants. It's like I'm healing my inner child. I need to be constantly comfortable
and like held.
Yes.
I like being compressed.
Yes.
That's why I put like as many layers as I can. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm like, those pants, that skirt, this shirt, and that jacket. Yes. It feels so good to be like in a cocoon.
When you buy a sweater, what size do you get? Because you are quite obviously
large.
Extra small.
A large. I feel like with OF and everything, like it's made me very conservative with my day-to-day outfits. Mm-hmm. Like I already show so much that I like to be comfortable and like honestly shield like what I look like. And I also think like it's because it's like giving me a little bit of like body dysmorphia almost, like because you look at yourself every day, you're taking pictures all the time or whatever, videos, and so it's like nice to like put on something baggy and just be like, I don't need to think about it. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking about it.
I completely agree. I feel like on my social media I should dress more reserved and save the goods for the platform that we all really care about.
I feel like we should, but I can't.
I know.
The pictures are too good.
I look really good in that
I know, right? Oh my god.
So getting into it, you doing OnlyFans, you want to tell us like how you started, how you got into this realm, moving out here. Give us the breakdown.
Yeah, so I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and I went from high school right to college, not because I knew what I wanted to do, but because I needed to get out of my living situation. So I applied to college and applied for loans so that I could be able to live off that for as long as I could. And I went to college in FAU for about a year. I was a bio major.
Whoa.
God, it rocked my world. Holy shit. So much respect for doctors. I failed that class twice. I knew it was going to be a third. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a year off. And it's been about 3 years since a year off. So, but I've been doing OF since I was like halfway through my freshman year of college because I did a TikTok video and it was so stupid. And it was like, hey, King, your balls are hanging low today. Keep it up. And, you give the fuck me eyes or whatever. Yeah. And it like got like 7 million or whatever. And so Ketch actually reached out to me, which was the piece of shit Dirty Dom. Mm-hmm, so I got
horrible OnlyFans management company.
The worst
that I've heard
you could ever possibly like be. Like I was so naive. I was 19 when I signed that contract, and I was so desperate for a steady income that I was just like, fuck it, I'm not reading the small print. And he took like so much of my money. It was just, you got fucked in that situation. But I was lucky enough to find my management out here that I have now, Dice, and they are my friends and we've known each other since I moved out here. And so it's gotten a lot better. But I didn't know what I was doing with my life. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in school and like waste money. Because I was paying for my own school and everything. I was like, I'm about to be homeless. I need a check. And so I started doing that, and I was bi-coastal for a little bit, but then I decided to make the move over here and do full-time, and I really love it because it's given me the opportunity to create more opportunities for myself to pursue what I actually want.
100%. I feel like people will be in a denial for a while about living in Los Angeles doing what we do, and they're like, I don't need to, I work from home. But the networking and the opportunities you get out here are so much better than anywhere else.
It's crazy. Like moving here really opened my eyes to this industry. growing up in Florida, it was such a small box that I really thought I could be in. I really didn't think I was going to leave Jacksonville. I thought I was going to end up like waiting tables or maybe being a bartender and staying there for relatively my whole life. I almost considered getting married to my high school boyfriend and becoming like an army wife. And I was just like, I guess this is it. And but then I came out here and I was just like, this isn't it. I can do so much more, and there's so much to figure out here. Like, you just have so many creative minds to bounce off of and like really do what you want to do if you're a creative 100%. Head,
Yeah. So when you started doing OnlyFans, what kind of content were you making? Did you jump right into it, or was it a slow start?
So at first I was only doing lingerie, and then I would like do teaser bits. And but then I think it was Valentine's Day 2021. I showed my pussy for the first time because we were on live, and I was like, get it to this amount and we'll do it, guys. Fuck it. Let's go all in. And so we did that, and I made a couple promises about piercings here and there that I might have not kept. And I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for that. But nipple piercings are painful, and I definitely would not get one on my clit. So, but the stuff I do now is pretty explicit. I used to do more collabs. But now I realize that doesn't help my mental at all. I like to do collabs with my girlfriends, and like usually all of them aren't too explicit either, so we don't get to go that far, and it's just like fun and cute and a good collab and a little bit of titty here and there. But I like doing content like that's really explicit with my boyfriend because it's just more personal to me, and it's also like I want to be with somebody that I love and care about. And
your boyfriend also does
OnlyFans. Yes, so it makes it so much easier, and it's also like we get it, and also it doesn't ruin our sex life either, so it's like we're able to keep that there, and so it's nice. But yeah, no, I want to do more stuff like, I guess, like the green-eyed girlfriend on Pornhub, really like I like the intimate, like lovey, like sex, like porn, like very nice.
I feel like when I'm watching porn, I never watch like the hardcore spit in your mouth, bukkake type vibe. It's always like the home videos that I find on Pornhub that do it for me.
That's the case for me now. When I was younger, I was so into the hardcore stuff, but I think that was because I had like a really like messed up idea of like what good sex is and how it's supposed to be done. And also because growing up in the South, and I feel like not very many men know how to have good sex when they're teenagers. Also, like when you're in high school, like having sex, like you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And also you're just trying to like, I don't know. I felt like I was performing almost.
Oh yeah.
I felt like I had a point to prove.
You'd watch the porn episode and then you'd be like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and be as loud as possible and pretend that I've just come
having a great time. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then I realized I got so tired of like how over it I was with the sex I was having. I was like, this is not good sex. And why am I doing this? And I think it's just because I'm a more, like, I have to connect. I feel like almost demisexual. Like I have to like love somebody to truly like have a good relationship, fulfilling like sex and conversational personality, intellectually wise,
Yeah, 100%. I feel like porn does contribute a lot to people having misinformation about what a woman actually wants, what we actually need.
Exactly. That's why I like that Lana Rhodes and all those girls, all of them are producing now their own porn, and they're directing it on their own, and it's very like female friendly, and like it actually shows you like a nice fantasy instead of these like very male driven ones that are like cocky everywhere.
Like I feel like our industry is so male driven. Like I have never met a management company or a producer or somebody that wasn't a man, and now that there's OnlyFans and we kind of make our own content and put it in our own hands, I feel like women are starting to kind of lean towards the opposite direction they were heading in. Like it's not about getting fucked hard anymore, which like every now and then, don't get me wrong,
fucking love it,
especially if I'm a little drunk, I'm like, put your hands
freaky,
around my neck,
frisky,
but at the end of the day, you're like day to day, nobody's doing that. Like nobody's having sex like that
all the time. Like come on, be real. No, and it's like also like there's nothing that compares to when you're in love with somebody and you can have like good passionate sex, and it's just like it feels different, and I think like that's like a good healing thing that I've been working on, because I feel like I give a lot of my body when I don't need to in relationships, especially since I moved out here. Especially I feel like with the job title, you know, people automatically assume you're like so sexually driven.
You tell somebody that you do OnlyFans and their whole perspective on you changes.
Oh my
God. I now have met a lot of girls who've done it, and I'm like, we are all very similar. There is every now and then that woman who is written by a man. Exactly. That's like the best way to describe it.
Live your life. Fuck and yeah.
I support it fully. Like,
fuck yeah.
It's kind of empowering sometimes, but it's just not an achievable reality.
Yeah, for me, I tried to learn how to fuck like a man. I tried. I really did. And I always told my best friend in high school, I was like, I admire you so much because you are able to hold your worth like above them. Yeah. Like, you know that this isn't as important as your future or as what you have going on in your life, and like you're not getting so distracted. I've always been the kind of person, I'm like a hopeless romantic. I've always been the person who's like, maybe if I put everything into this, they'll love me back.
It's Leo in you. I'm the exact same way. I feel like in high school, especially relationships and like starting to have sex and all that stuff, it altered my brain so much. I fully believed while I was in high school that that was going to be the climax and the epitome of my life. Like that was going to be about as good and as far as it gets, and nothing will ever reach that. It took me about 1 year out of high school where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why did I waste all that time?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think like I wasted a lot of time pleasing others growing up. And I especially learned about that my senior year in high school when I was just in a really narcissistic relationship. And then finally I was in Florida, in South Florida at FAU, and I was at college. He was still in my hometown, and we were on the phone, and I was like, hey, I got the opportunity to, you know, join this management, and I think it'll really help me, and I want to do it. And he was like, I can't date an OnlyFans girl. And I was like, I guess we're not dating anymore then. Thank you.
Literally.
Okay, thank you. I was like, OnlyFans literally saved me from that. Because if I did not join OnlyFans, I probably would still be with him or an army wife. Like, you know,
I
fucking
feel
ridiculous.
like the men that I date and the women that I date, it is so important to me that they are okay with what I do, because it takes a certain level of like confidence. I feel like to hold up with somebody, like, yes, at the end of the day, I am posting pictures of myself for everyone to see, but you need to know that it is my career. I love what I do. I get sexualized every single day. I'm making money off of it. Like, if somebody wants to complain about that, they can't be in a position to do that. You know what I mean? Especially like people don't understand how much money is in OnlyFans. People are quick to be like, oh, you're giving yourself away for a little bit of money. It's
a cheap buck. Yeah.
It's like, no, I am not giving anything away. I don't know about you. I was leaked before I did OnlyFans. Once that 100%. Happens, once one picture's out there, and especially in today's day and age, like I always tell people, I tell my parents this all the time. I'm like, you do know if somebody wanted to film a porn video and then like deep fake my face onto it, it could be out there, and with today's technology it could look really literal.
They look AI, like that's the thing. Like, I mean, I feel like I was almost like born to do this job. In middle school, in 8th grade, I like, you know, I had girl best friends, and we had a group chat on Snapchat, and this is when Snapchat used to save it to your phone in the camera roll, when it had the Snapchat camera roll. And so this one girl who I never had an issue with, she was my best friend. I let her hold my phone while I was doing my friend's makeup in the locker room. And she took those pictures that I took in like thongs. I was like, guys, I got my first thongs. Like I was showing the girls. I was like, guys, oh my God, I got a thong and mom doesn't know. Like, oh my God, it's amazing. And she took those pictures and she sent them to herself and to like the entire football team, and then took it to the office and said I was like sexually harassing her. I didn't find this out till 3 weeks I got back after 10 days of OSS, which is like the max you can get on a first time offense in school. And I was just like, dude, like for what? A boy? She was mad because I was talking to a boy that she liked that I did not know. I was like, dude, come on. Like, we're girls. We cannot be doing this. Like, people are already going to leak our shit like on their own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and come on. So like that happened in 8th grade. And then in high school, I mean, like exes, they sent videos and whatnot.
Revenge porn.
Exactly. And like, of course, nobody ever gets in trouble in high school except for the girls. And
oh my God, don't even get me started.
We're the issue.
I also got leaked when I was in middle school. I was in grade 8, and it was when Snapchat stories first were a thing. And one day I update my Snapchat, and I'm about to take a shower, and I'm literally taking a dump on the toilet, fully nude. And I take a quick picture, and I'm like, what's this button do? And I hit the button, and I add it to my story. And I don't know how to delete it from my story. This is the first time I've ever seen. I don't know what a story is, because Snapchat was the first thing that ever had stories.
Yeah, like, right?
There was nothing like that anywhere else. And my reaction was I ran outside of the bathroom, didn't even wipe, ran to my mom and was like, Mom, look what I did. Look at this picture of me. And I like have little mosquito bites. And by the time I got it down, literally my whole grade had it.
They always do. It moves like I don't even know.
Like it spread like wildfire.
Literally, like I can't even fathom. Like it's crazy how information moves in small groups like high school or like middle school and stuff like that. And
Would you say that you went to like a big high school, or was it relatively small?
Oh, my high school was my graduating class was about almost 700 people. It was a big graduating class, but I feel like that's really small compared to a lot of the ones I've heard out here. Yeah. Out here, I hear like, like classes with like 1,500 or whatever, but I've had friends who've been in high schools with like 100 graduating class.
My graduating class was like 150 kids.
Oh, God.
And all 150 kids knew every single inch of my business.
I bet.
All throughout high school. Like I went to a really small high school, and, I have always been the type of person, I've been a little bit like over sexual, but that's just like who I am. Like I was a little kid being like, look, I got boobs, and like lifting my shirt up, and in like a innocent way, but it was never something that I thought was like negative.
Yeah, exactly.
So like getting out of high school and like seeing the opportunity within it, I was more than okay to start it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when, you have experiences like you and I have, and like growing up, and you've already been, exposed, and also taken advantage of, and just like to their own advantage, and you're not getting anything from it. You're not gaining anything. So it's like when I saw this opportunity, I was like, you know what? Like, why not monetize it if people are going to do that anyways? And it also made me like value my body, and also like my sexuality more, and just like who I share that with, and who I allow in, because I feel like now that everybody can either pay or whatever have access to it, it's nice. It made me more picky. It made me very like selective with what I allow into my life, and out and everything.
I don't know if this is just a personal experience for myself, but I also feel like it helped my view of men because of the men that subscribe to me. I do not feel like when I thought when I started, these men were going to be like, show me this, like super demanding. But at the end of the day, I know that all of the people who subscribe to me do have a certain level of respect for me. And it sounds so corny to say, but I know they care about me.
No,
like
right?
They genuinely care about me, and I genuinely care about them. And to be in control in that way is so much nicer than me going on TikTok and posting a video with thousands of comments of everybody being like, I don't like this.
Exactly. And also like those people, there's always that little handful on OF where they're assholes, and they're like, show me your tits now or else blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But like you said, a lot of my subscribers, I remember one time one of them paid for FaceTime, and it was only supposed to be 10 minutes. I talked to him for like 30 minutes. He was the sweetest guy ever. He was probably like in his mid-40s. He drives a semi-truck. He has his dog on the road with him all the time. We love tattoos, so we talk about that a lot and everything. But a lot of them are like semi-truck drivers and like just lonely people.
Yeah, people
and, like,
who
just
don't
conversation.
Yeah, they don't have like a love life because of what they do. I find that very similar. A lot of the people, like when I stream and stuff, they're like, oh, I'm still at the office, like can't go home yet. This is like playing on my phone under the desk. And
exactly.
I'm like, that's like so cute to me that I get to make certain people feel a little bit less lonely.
Yeah, exactly.
Because being lonely fucking sucks, and it takes like 2 minutes out of my day to be like, hey you, how was your day? Hey sexy, like stuff
How
like
are
that.
you?
Make them feel
Yeah.
better. 100%. You brought up tattoos. I want to get into your tattoos because
I'll
you
take off my jacket.
you are a yatted girl.
Thank you.
What was the first tattoo that you ever got?
It was my knee tattoo, actually.
Really?
The shark jaw.
That's such a like Floridian tattoo.
I know. I followed this girl who made shark jewelry for the longest time in high school, and I also like swam and surfed and always was in the water in Florida. And so I was like, yeah, this is the first one I'm gonna get. My mom freaked the fuck out. She was like, Kylie, why is it so big and why is it on your knee? I was like, it's on my knee. I can wear pants.
Yeah.
We're good. And then, you know, after that one, all of these came very quickly after. She was like, what the fuck, Kylie? Why?
Do you have a favorite tattoo? I love all your tattoos. They're so cool.
Oh, I wish I had a favorite. I don't actually know. I think, you know, I have a favorite, but it's not because of the way they look. I do love the way they look. It's probably my hands, like my little Sailor Moon hand, my anime hands. But they like my hands. They mean a lot to me because they. What's it? They don't give you hand tattoos very quickly when you don't have a lot of tattoos in the first place. So I had to go from probably like 3 different shops and look around for artists that would, and almost none of them would, except for Esco. He was my artist in South Florida. I love him so much. He's the best. Oh my God, I miss him so much. I have not gotten a tattoo since I left Florida. I love that shop so much. But he did my hands before my arms were even like really started. I only had like my hammerhead on the back of my arm, and he was like, why do you need your hands done so quick? And I was like, because dude, they're screwing me over in my management, because Dom was actually taking my pictures and using them for other girls without like paying me. And like also like, you know,
yeah, so you wanted
like,
something.
He would like toss me like 2,000 and it's like this chick that has like 1 million or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know
dude, like, what are you doing taking my, first of all, that's so fucked up. Second of all,
Especially because you were so young at the time. Like,
I was
you're
19.
just starting off.
Yeah.
You're like freshly an adult.
Exactly. And I got my hands tatted and I made sure my hands were in every photo so you could see that it's me. And like, so then he was not able to use it after that. And then I worked on getting out of my contract shortly after that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was a fucking pain.
I fucking love your tattoos though. I have noticed that you do have a lot of sharks.
I love yours.
Oh my gosh.
And the ones that Hunter just did too.
The ones on my back. Yeah.
Yes, those are beautiful.
I also just noticing I have this on my thumb. I don't know if the camera could see it at all. Probably not, but look at your arm.
Yeah, I know. This is the seal. The Naruto seal.
Yeah.
On his stomach. But I was thinking about getting it here, but I was like, that's really big and like really intimidating.
I fucking, my stomach is like the one thing that I am scared to touch. Like anywhere else, like I want to get my hands done so much. I have like little tattoos on my hands.
Hands are so fun. Hands are great
hurt
tattoos to
like
do.
a bitch.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Right near my cuticle, I wanted to slap my artist. I was like,
because I think of like when I like accidentally pinch down on like the cuticle, I'm like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. No, so imagine like a needle just stabbing it for 3 minutes too long. And God, my artist, he would always mess with me. Like when he would be done with the tattoo and he'd keep going. He was like, oh, no, just shade a little more here, close to that cuticle here on your knuckle.
Yeah.
Please.
So going back to that tattoo, you got your little hammerhead there. Where is Shark Bay originating from? How did you become Shark Bay?
So I used to work with Lava Girl in my first management, Mariah. And so she had pink hair at the time and I had blonde. I was working on changing it because I damaged the fuck out of my hair. I burnt it to a crisp.
Like us all.
Yep. So I was just like, okay, let's just slap some color on it. And I picked blue. And then I was thinking of an alias because I had come up with one before, but it didn't feel right. And so when we collabed for the first time, that was when I really changed it again, finally. And it was like Shark Bay and Lava Girl. So instead of like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And so she had pink hair and I had blue hair. And like we always like played on the colors and everything. And it was super fun. And everybody also thought we were like cousins or something. And they always thought we looked alike. So it worked really well for us. And so it was Shark Bay and Lava Girl.
Are those fun. Your only 2 shark tattoos or do you have more?
No, this is this shark and then that shark And then I just have like a trident. I have like water tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, for a fire sign, you got a lot of water going on.
I know, but I'm also a Pisces moon.
So basically,
you know, I got that from my mom. I love how small your tattoos are, though. I wish I took more time with like placement.
Yeah. When I started getting my tattoos done, I was so like, I got the first tattoo I ever got was this tiny little Leo things. Yeah. No, this tiny little thing. And I remember I went home that night and I went to bed and I had a dream that I woke up and I was completely tattooed, like face to toes. Every inch of me was tattooed. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, I'm no longer pure looking. Like,
dude, there's this cool thing that like a lot of NBA players and NFL players will do, or like rappers. You can pay $100K to get put under on anesthesia and get your shit completely blasted.
Post Malone did that.
Oh my God, that's so. I was like, damn, I wish I could do that. Get it all done.
Oh my God, I know.
Knock it out, like make a whole back piece in one session. That would be so nice. But oh my God, I hated anesthesia though. So I'm like,
but right now I have a thing going. You cannot find a tattoo on my body unless it's in the center that doesn't have a partner. So like, if you were to cut me in half, all of my tattoos would line up and be like similar. So if you look at my arms. And like my legs and in the back, I'm wearing big ass fluffy shoes, so you can't see my like
very
feet tattoos.
Symmetrical.
Yeah. But there was a girl on TikTok that I saw. Oh my God, I can't think of her name. I think her name's May. I may be wrong, but she has like a completely symmetrical, but she gets the same tattoo on both sides. And I was like, I really like that, but I also like don't want to have two of the same things.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put my own spin on it. But
fuck yeah, I love them.
Yeah, but they're so teeny weeny. Like I tell people, I'm like, I've gotten 12 tattoos in one sitting, and they're like, and then I show them my arms. Like, I'm like, it took 2 hours. Like,
exactly. It's not like getting blasted for 4.5. Oh my God. Yeah, that's after my hip. That was the last one I gotten done in a while, because it was just 4.5 hours of your hip getting blasted, and you also like that part, oh my God,
your whole skeleton starts shaking.
I've never felt a like not being able to control my body like that ever. And also on your butt cheek, you always think it would be better. There's fat there, you know, like
is it ticklish?
Oh my God, your butt cheek will twitch, like it just like twitches the entire time, and you can't help it. And you're like, I'm not trying not to mess up the tattoo. I'm trying to make sure the lines are as straight as possible, but my butt won't stop fucking clenching.
There's certain spots on my body. I know the backs of my heels, when I got them done, it was like a reflex where my foot kept on going like this every time she'd go over it. And she's like, could you stop doing that? I'm like, girl, I'm not controlling this. Like when the needles poke in certain spots, you're like, it feels like it makes the muscle jolt.
Yeah, you're like, it felt like electricity almost.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're like,
have you ever been electrocuted, like accidentally plugged in something to a socket? That's what it feels like. Yes.
I almost blew up my microwave growing up. You know those broccoli steamers that you like fold vegetables in? Yeah. I thought they were really cool. I love the way they looked. I love the way they like folded in and like came out. It looked like a flower.
Yeah.
And
as one does.
Yeah. So my mom's like not in the kitchen. I'm like probably like 7, and not even, probably like 6 or something, like really small. And I'm like, Mom, look what I did. It's in the microwave going. She's like, Kylie, is that the broccoli steamer? Get it the fuck out. And I thought she meant by like stop the microwave. She said stop the microwave. And I was like, by stop, I heard take out. So I grabbed that shit with both my hands. You could see it sparking in there. It was like lightning.
Oh my
Felt like
God.
a thunderstorm. Like, this is crazy.
God.
But yeah, no, I'm a very accidental person.
Oh yeah. I've done the thing where you use an old oven mitt to grab one, like you only put one on your hand and there's a little bit of a hole in it, but you're like, it's whatever. I grabbed it, I started bringing it to the counter, I feel it burning this finger, and my like intention or my reaction is to grab the other side of the pan with the bare hand.
No, I wish I had like dad hands or like chef hands that can grab like metal plates and just
I know when they're like when all their fingerprints are burned off.
Yeah, like just my dad's a hibachi chef, so
oh damn.
We ate good. Oh my God. I fucking love hibachi so much. And his cooking is just amazing. But like he would come home and you just see all the burns and everything. Like one time he cooked for a month straight with like after getting oil popped in his eye. Like the chefs are just like a different breed. I swear.
I worked at a pizza shop for a while. And
pizza
every single time I would like go to take anything out of the pizza oven. I got banned from using the pizza oven after like the third time because I don't know how they do it. I would burn my hand every single time. They're like this high, and you have to like grab the pan with a certain thing. But sometimes you just push it even further back. It was horrible.
They probably banned you because they're scared like HR is going to get involved. Ashley's touching too many metal plates.
Did you have any like high school or like college jobs where you were like, oh my God, looking back, if you would have told that version of me that I'd be in the position I am now, like it would have blown my mind when I was working in that little piece of shop.
Right? Like, I mean, high school, I did a lot of odd jobs when I was younger. Me and my little brother, we lived like 40 minutes away from our schools, and my mom was a teacher, so we went to that county, the separate one. Yeah. And so like everything that we did for work, I also couldn't drive yet, so I was like, what can I do? All my neighbors have huge yards, so like we started doing like yard work and everything, and we always did our yards. So like I love outdoor work and like just picking weeds and stuff and planting flowers. But I tried to apply to so many jobs, and I had the most open schedule in high school, but because I didn't have prior experience already serving, Chick-fil-A would just not fucking hire me. Also, I wasn't 18, so they couldn't work me over the hours. That's what they like to do. And so I was like, damn it, they have like the best benefits. And then like Publix wouldn't hire me either. I was like, damn. And so I was like, okay, what can I do that's easy? And I was like, oh, there's lifeguarding. Not easy. Oh my God, I've never been so fit. Like that was the worst. You try out to work there.
It's like a sports team, right?
Exactly. You're like a swim tryouts, basically. You're just carrying bricks on your chest, swimming backwards or whatever. But I mean, I was a janitor basically for most of it, and a babysitter. So at the public pool, you know, you're just cleaning up everybody's piss and food and everything and whatnot, and making sure their kids don't drown because they don't know how to watch them.
Oh my God. Do you think that version of you would believe the position you're in now?
I think she'd be like, holy shit, that's crazy. Does dad hate you? Is mom talking to you still? And they are. I mean, I took my dad, like I told him like 2 years, maybe like after like the full truth. Before that, I was like, Dad, I sell pictures of myself for money. And he was like, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. And I mean, like little me just thought, you know, I was gonna be in Florida forever. I didn't think I would leave. And what I really wanted to do was art or like tattooing or whatever. So like that's always in the air. And I think I honestly think about doing an apprenticeship all the time. But I think no, she would be so shocked. I also was a nanny in college. Really? So like nobody would hire me there either. I was so pissed. I was trying to get a server job for so long.
Give our girl work.
I know. I was like, I want to be a bartender. I want to do what my mom did. I can't do that. They won't take me. Fine, I'll be a nanny, I guess. And so then I started nannying, but then I got the job opportunity from OF, and I was like, I love my girl so much. I miss Mia so much. She was like the light of my life. Every day I got to see her, it was just so good. She was like a little mini me. And but I had to separate because I was like,
you had to make a you decision.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I love and respect that family so much that I would never want to step into this without telling them and like leave them hanging out to dry, and also just not be embarrassed from it. You know, like she's a single mom, she's got a lot going on. I don't need her worrying about like what I'm doing or like how it affects her. And so
that's very respectable of you.
Thanks. I was like also like, why am I like a nanny when I like sell my body online? I was like, it like morally doesn't add up for me. I was like, I feel like I need to be away from this when I have kids too, and like everything. Like, you know, like I think it'd be really cool to still be kind of like a little bit here and there like Lana does, because she doesn't do, or like Riley even, like they don't do full like crazy raunchy stuff anymore because they have kids, but like they're still like doing a little bit dabbling.
It's already
here and
out there. Exactly. They're gonna make their bag here and there.
So like that's what I would probably transition into. But like, you know, it was definitely like I need to separate. I need to really, you know, categorize my life. And
is it horrible that I like genuinely can't wait till I get pregnant solely for the OnlyFans pictures?
Oh my God.
Is that bad?
No, I actually think everybody looks so good pregnant.
I think that women, when they're pregnant,
the boobs fucking plump.
I know,
like you're getting all the baby weight. You look good. You look like glowing.
I genuinely
until you're throwing up all morning.
Don't
Are you
even
excited
get me
for that?
No,
I'm excited to like tear from your vagina to your butthole.
No, I have a metaphobia, and I literally had to go to exposure therapy. Like I'm so brutally terrified of vomit.
Oh God.
And like I deal now. I'm in nowhere where I used to be. But the idea of 9 months straight of being nauseous and uncomfortable in my stomach literally seems like my living hell. And I know that sounds dramatic, but
some people love being pregnant, and some people have a great experience. So you could be the one out of like a million that's like, I've never had a bad one. Hey, exactly.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, I want to have like a gajillion kids.
Same. I want like 5 kids. I want like 5 to 6. I have 5 siblings, so you know, I need a big family.
Do you ever like worry about, you know, that conversation that you're gonna have once you're a mother with your kids, where you're gonna be like, oh,
my mom has talked to me about that so often, and she talked to me especially about that because I was supposed to collab with Johnny Sins like July 15th, and I texted him like maybe a week before that, and I was like, hey, I can't do this. It doesn't like morally align with me, like with like, you know, how I want to be intimate mentally and emotionally with the person I'm also having sex with.
That's like that's a big step from like doing home content to collabing with somebody like that.
Exactly. And like also like if I did that, I would automatically be on Pornhub. So I know that. And I didn't want to go to that avenue yet. I was really like excited to do stuff like that for a minute because I had met Kazumi and like Emma the Mag, and I was just like, it's so beautiful to see these women embracing their sexuality and sensuality so freely, and they're in relationships that are like so chill with it. They made it seem very livable, and it totally is. It's just like not for me.
Yeah, it takes a certain mentality.
It takes a very strong person, a very confident person, and like just and that's exactly what they are. They're such strong women, and I look up to them so much, and I was like, maybe I could. And then so Kazumi, she was like, hey, like you're mutuals with him, like why haven't you worked with him yet? I was like, I don't know, I'm just kind of nervous. She was like, here, I'll text him for you. And
and you're like,
I know, I was like, oh my god, she's texting Johnny Sins right now. I'm so scared. This guy could be like my dad. He's like 40 something. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrifying. And he has a wife that also does porn with him. So I was like, this is so cool. I was like so professional. And I thought if I was gonna do that, at least it would be with somebody who's like really professional about it and super good to work with, because you only hear good things about him. But so like I was just like, no, not for me. Like I don't really want my face out there like that, especially when I do have kids, because, you know, people will find things and say things to your kids, but at least it's only OF and not like Pornhub and with a million something views for everybody to see.
There's a piece of me that envies girls that are confident enough and able to do that. I wish that could be me, but like I know that when they're going to reach a point in high school, and if social media is what it is right now, I don't even want to imagine in like 20 years what it would be like, how accessible stuff would be. I would never want that to affect my kid's life.
Exactly.
If I'm 45 and they're graduated high school and I'm still doing this, I will do whatever you want. But I do want to be a mother. I do have to have a certain level of respect for my kids, protecting my kids.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to completely conserve myself. I don't want them to be like, oh, mom had this great opportunity that she shut down in fear of what other people thought about them. I definitely want to raise my kids to be like, it does not matter what anybody thinks about you.
Don't give a fuck. Yeah, literally. Exactly. And you know, I think that's the most important thing. Like, this has taught me really to not give a fuck, and it's also taught, like, if funny enough, like my little brothers to stand up for like me and what I do, because I mean, there's been kids in high school that have they've bought like my pictures off like OF with their parents' card, and like tried to show it to my brothers, and like so they beat kids up in high
Good
school.
For them.
I was like, that I'm so proud. Thank you so much for telling. He's like, Kylie, I need to call you and tell you something. I had to beat up a kid today for you. I was like, what? Aww. I was like all the way in California. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not even there. And he's like, they were just trying to be really disrespectful about your job. And
that's so
I was like,
cute.
wow. I was like, that's so nice. And I think that like that's been a very important thing that I've always talked to my brothers about. Like, no matter matter how a woman wants to present herself sexually, like emotionally and intellectually, like never judge her for it. Like do not put a woman down for that. Like you can be as like out there about it as you want. I think that's the beautiful thing about this too. It's like encouraged so many people to be more open with themselves and others.
You think of the amount of girls who did it even a year ago compared to now. And it has literally, it's like every second person, subscribe to my OnlyFans. And I'm like, yes, that is exactly what you should be doing.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, like if you think about, when did you start?
I started June 2022.
Yeah. I started in 2021. Yeah. I started around like January 2021 or a little bit before that, December. And it's just like crazy to even see the jump like from then to now. Like even then it was still kind of really taboo. Like, and everybody in my hometown found out, told my mom, like she didn't know. And my mom was like, I already know. My daughter's my best friend. She tells me everything. And like, you know, people at work going up to her like, hey, did you know your daughter? Like, because all those embarrassing like meme drops, you know, and I was like, I always thought in high school, I was like, I hate these girls. I was like, I just want to watch my memes. I just want to watch my memes. Like, why do these chicks keep showing up, showing their ass and titties? And I was like, oh my God, I've become one of them. I am one of them. I get it. I'm sorry, guys.
I love how people are always so quick to assume that we are doing OnlyFans, therefore we have no relationship with our parents. But in reality, I like, just like you said, my mom is literally my best friend. I call that woman every single day. She might not be fully watching the content I do, but I would never lie to her. I told her from the start, I said, Mom, I'm not posting anything that isn't already out there. There was lots of stuff out there though.
Already.
I just don't need to look at her and be like, Mom, I took a picture of my boobs and I put them on the internet.
Mom, I got fucked and it's on the internet. Sorry, love you. Yeah, no, I'm like, Mom, all you need to know is I'm being safe, happy, and healthy, and I'm not doing stupid stuff anymore.
That's all my parents care about too. And they're like so aware. I throughout high school definitely normalized weed, because I feel like weed in high school, they were like, that's a drug, because when they grew up it was not good.
Dare not to do drugs.
Literally,
don't smoke pot.
I helped them like kind of get a sense that is like it's like drinking. Like kids are gonna do it. It's not dangerous. They don't need to worry about me. And now with this stuff, I feel like I'm just like helping them be more woke.
Exactly. Yeah, no, like even my dad, I kid you not. So my dad, he's a refugee from Laos in Thailand. And so the Mormons actually sponsored his plane though over to Utah, to the US, to be a refugee and stay with them. And so I think that actually like really extremist, like religious, like just indoctrinated him into
religion.
Exactly. Like very like misogynistic. So at first, like in my childhood, my dad was always on me about, you know,
keeping conservative.
Do not wear those pants. Why are you gaining weight? I played soccer. I was like 145 in high school. This is the lightest I've ever been. I was 145 in high school playing soccer. Like I was a heavy girl. Like I was short too, so it was compact. And you know, like you're gonna grow. You're gonna look big. You know, whatever. Your butt's gonna get big. Your boobs are gonna grow. And he would be like, you need to wear dresses like a real lady. And I was like, okay. So we go out, get dresses, and then I'd wear them. And he'd be like, why are you dressed like a slut? And I'm like, you just bought these for me, dude. But now it's so opposite. I feel like as soon as I left home and I started living on my own, and then my dad really valued the time that I did come back and see him and got to hang out with him. Our first real conversation only happened this last Christmas. Like he asked me for the first time, like, how are you doing? How have you been? And I've never heard that come out of his mouth ever. It's always been lectures. But I mean, I think this has like really softened him up a bit to be understanding to, you know, the world's changing. I'm still a good person. I've really like drilled into his head, like, doing this does not change my morals and like what I value. I still am a good person. I still care about people. I still do as much as I can for other people I can.
Just because you post certain pictures of yourself does not make you a bad person. It does not make you a whore. It does not make you a slut. Like I literally, it is at the end of the day, it's like we're claiming our own sexuality. We are claiming what people are going to do to us anyways.
And it's like freedom of expression, dude. People do crazier shit for live art performances.
Yeah.
So like, why can't I?
Yeah. If I was posting what I posted, but I was at the MoMA, people would be circled around me like,
wow, this is great. Yeah. Wow. So beautiful. So professional. But no, just because it's on OnlyFans. But I think it's such a interesting thing. Like, it really has like gotten my parents' head out of this little bubble that they were in. And also because you're in the South, like the only thing there is you're working blue collar jobs or you're a teacher or whatever, you know, day-to-day life. That's so like far out for them to even understand. That it's incredible that they have understood it to this point.
I feel like your story is very similar to mine. Like I love that you are still close with your parents, because it's important. There are certain girls that because of what they do, they aren't close with their parents, and I feel bad for them, because at the end of the day it's like they're not bad people.
Exactly. They're great
just,
girls.
Like they're confident. They're doing what, you know, they'd be getting done for free anyways. Like
they got an opportunity, you know, killed it. So that, I think that's like, that's the saddest part. It was something that kept me separated from my parents for a while, except for my mom. My mom was the only one who knew for a bit, but then my dad, I was careful about not being around him. Also because he works in a restaurant with a lot of young college students, like guys. So I was like, damn. Like, I really don't want to go see him at work, or, you know, like make him embarrassed.
The last thing I would ever want my parents to do is, I'm like, I don't even do that hardcore stuff, but if my parents saw my stuff, I would feel bad, just because that's not, I'm their daughter. I'm the baby of the family. Like, they don't need to see me in that state.
Exactly.
All right, guys, we're finally getting into the favorite part of the podcast. Smash or pass, because I am Smashly, and I'm basically about to ask Kylie some spicy questions. And if she doesn't want to answer it, that's fine, but you have to strip for me.
Oh, say less.
Don't worry, I'll do it with you. All right.
I'm excited.
Starting off right off the bat.
Okay.
What is your biggest sexual fear?
I'm going to strip.
I love that we're starting off fresh. Every time I go to take my shirt off.
Do you guys like my bra? It's so cute.